Hello and welcome everyone to Pandora's Tarot. These are the readings for the month of September. As I always say, please remember to check your rising and your moon sign as well as your sun sign so you get a full picture of the energies that are available to each and every one of you throughout the month of September. For those of you who are interested in astrology, September is a really important month. The energies are shifting. It's eclipse month. There are two actually. One is lunar and one is solar eclipse. So do check your favorite YouTube astrologer because September really is a month where all the energies that we have been, feeling up until this moment in the year will shift into something much more positive. So do check them out. And of course, if you would like a private reading, you can contact me at pandorastarot@gmail.com. The information is in the box below this video, so you can just copy paste from there. Okay, so I will see you again at each of every one of your readings. And of course, I always say thank you for spending your time with me, for commenting and subscribing and sharing and liking. So thank you for being a part of this community. Okay, let's move on to the readings. Welcome back, Scorpio, to your reading for this month of September. Let's jump in. We have in the position of the challenge, the Tower. The Tower is a card that represents sudden changes. Okay, we see the lightning hitting the tower, and we have royalty actually falling off the tower. So when this card shows up, it talks about sudden changes. It talks about something that you're going to feel like it comes from the outside into your life, and it might feel like you're getting hit by a lightning like this tower. But the thing is that the tower doesn't show up just when it's destruction for destruction itself. This card represents tearing down what no longer serves us so we can build something new that fits us most. And so being that this comes up in the challenge position, here's the thing: either you already went through a sudden change and I feel you're going to deal with the consequences of that in the month of September, or it really happens at the very beginning of the month of September. Okay, this is a card that I always say it's almost like this is a change you should have done in your life, so Scorpio, quite some time ago, and you were resisting it, okay, because you realize it's a change from the ground up. It actually would mean really change like the core of your life, or the way you actually handle yourself in your everyday life. And when this card shows up, I always say that it's like the universe saying, you know what, you didn't make the change, okay, I'll get involved in this and I'll make you change. Okay, so this is why it's like a shakeup, because it's really tearing down almost your foundation so you can build something new. Look at it from this point of view. Whatever you are right now, if you haven't make this change, if this change hasn't happened in your life just yet, you need to make it. Whatever structure you're living in right now, if you haven't changed it, then it's time for you to do so, because it does no longer serve you. It's not you anymore. Okay, so it's like trying to put on old clothes that no longer fit you. Okay, if you are in your 40s, you won't be able to wear something that you were when you were, 15. Okay, it's just not, even if it fits you, it might not be age appropriate, let's put it that way. So it's that sort of thing. The Tower is a major arcana card. Right next to it we have another major arcana card, the Strength. Strength is a card which you've heard me say it many times before, and in this month readings it has come up a lot. Strength has to do with developing inner strength. It has nothing to do with physical force. It's like developing your willpower, your capacity to survive this situation. Even, being able to look at the situation and look at it from a positive point of view and saying, well, at least I got this, this, and that out of this. That's a way of developing your inner power, so you don't get overwhelmed by this. We have in this card a woman who's taming a lion with a necklace of flowers. So clearly it has nothing to do with physical strength. But look at her face, it's really peaceful. So she is confident that whatever she's doing at that moment, it's exactly what she should be doing at that moment. Okay, so it's also a way of, a lion is like our inner beast, and it represents, the lion is angry, so it represents our anger, it represents our, it's anger over this change. Okay, so I feel like you have two choices. Either you can be the woman or you can be the lion. And you could guess from this image which one is the one who's going to win, and which one is the one who's actually having a better time dealing with the situation. Okay. Now, in the position of the things you have to accept, we have the Seven of Wands, Seven of Rods. This is a card that talks about dealing with many things at once. Okay, so there is a bit of a stress going on here. So this is why you also need to develop this strength, so you don't get overwhelmed, like I said before. Another thing is that with the Seven of Wands, this is a card that always asks us to develop healthy boundaries, because this is a card that shows up when everyone else is demanding something from you. Okay, so everyone is asking you to do something, everyone is asking, demanding something from you, and it ends up that you, Scorpio, end up being the last on your priority list, and that's not something that is healthy. Okay, if you're not healthy, you cannot take care of anyone else. And for the majority of you, this is what caused this situation, is what caused this tear down. This is something that maybe you blew up in August, saying, I can't keep up with this. Stop being so selfish. I need to take care of myself, and that made all hell broke loose, basically. If that's the case, you did the right thing. Okay. Not only because it's a healthy thing to do, but also because it comes up in the positions of the things you have to accept. So at some point, this was going to break. Okay. So let's move on to the position of the things that will actually be of help, knowing that this situation had to happen eventually. Okay. So better now than later. We have the Eight of Wands. This is a card that talks about communication, abundant communication, messages coming back and forth. It could be something that it's related to your creativity, or something that you're passionate about, because the rods are the element of fire. I say it has to do more, sometimes passion can be can turn easily into anger. So, and that takes me back to this lion. So I think there's going to be a lot of talking about this situation, and a lot of processing this situation. And right next to this is the interesting thing, right next to the Eight of Wands, we have the King of Swords in reverse. This is someone who could belong to the air signs, so it could be not Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This is someone who, in the reverse, is lion. This is could be male or female. Kings are usually related to figures of authority, like a father figure, a mentor, a grandfather, that sort of thing. Perhaps if you had a mother that took on that role because she was a single parent, then it could also be that. But this is most importantly someone who could be a boss also, someone who is lion. Okay, and sometimes this card, the Tower, represents truth coming out to the open. So it could be that what the thing that triggered all of this chaos was finding out that this person was lying. Okay? It could even be with this card here, the Seven of Rods here, that you found out, you were the first one to find out that this person was lying, and at first you held it back and you were not sharing because you were not really sure what to do, and eventually you realized, you know what, no, what he is or she is doing is wrong and everyone should know this, you know. Or it could be that someone else tells you this person is doing this, this and that, or saying this, this and that about you, because Swords people, when they're not good, when they come up in the reverse, it could be they're lying and they're spreading lies. You know, they're kind of prone to gossip, and coming from someone in a position of authority, someone is, you know, everyone around him or her is believing them because, you know, he or she is the father or the grandfather of the family or the boss in the company. So, right? So if that's the case, you need to leave this truth out in the open. It could be for some of you that you find out that your partner is somehow cheating or at least lying. Okay? And the final card, if that's the case, I'm kind of sorry. It's not really a romantic reading as a overall, but you know, could happen. As the final card, we have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups represents a new beginning on an emotional level. This is a card that has a lot of peacefulness, and it's very balanced, and also it could have something to do with a spiritual awakening. It's also a card that represents, for some of you, a new love coming into your lives. But the thing is that it's a great thing to have the Ace of Cups. That means having your life, your emotional life, in balance after all of this chaos. Okay, it's a good thing that by the end of the month you will be able to enjoy some peace and quiet time, and that will be because you develop your strength. Okay, that's the only way to sort of navigate the waters of what this truth coming out to the open might bring. Okay, but like I said before, keep in mind that this tower thing, lion sort of thing, is something that had to happen because it was stretching you to ends that it was just not healthy. Okay, and by the end of the month you will start to get a glimpse of what it actually is to lead a healthy emotional life. Okay, because it could be that you were stuck in this for quite some time and you kind of forgot what is it like to have a peaceful day. Okay, or not being completely freaked out all the time. So I hope this is helpful, Scorpio. Thank you for spending your time with me. I'll see you next month. Take care.